The Sega Master System was released in 1986 in North America. It was Sega's first attempt at a home console in the United States, and while it wasn't as successful as later Sega consoles, it did establish a cult following. Today, I'm showcasing 10 of the very best soundtracks on the Master System. And I had help with this one asking other expert YouTubers who also adore this console. And these were the 10 soundtracks that we settled on. If this is your first time on my channel, or if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that sub button to watch plenty of Master System content from countdowns, retrospectives, and my personal collection of Master System games. Turn up that volume, plug in those headphones, and get lost in the soundtracks from another era as we're listening to the 10 best soundtracks on the Master System. And these aren't in any particular order, all of them are great. When I made my video of 10 must-own Master System games in a collaboration with My Life in Gaming, Corey couldn't stop raving about the soundtrack of Quartet, and he was right. Ported from the arcade original, Quartet features a duo of Mary and Edgar jetpacking their way through 6 enemy-riddled rounds in search of the casket of Queen Cynthia. Vitality takes the form of a countdown, forcing the player to traverse quickly through the rounds. Defeating a boss grants a key to the next round. Based on the player's performance in a round, bonus points and medals for a higher rank are awarded. OutRun is a racing game that allows the player to race across varied terrain in a readily available Ferrari, complete with a female passenger over a series of short tracks. Gameplay is viewed from just above and behind the car, and the roads are full of sharp bends and hazards. Contact with any of these will cause the car to roll and lose the player time. On each section of the track, there is a fork in the road, allowing the player to choose which direction he or she wishes to go in. The player has to complete 5 track selections in total out of the 15 in the game. The music for OutRun gets you in the mood to go cruising and pushes you to the finish line. R-Type is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up best known for its extremely tough and strategic gameplay. You control the R9 spaceship as it launches a last-ditch effort to repel the evil Bido Empire. The R9 comes equipped with a small gun that can only take down the smallest of enemies without firing several shots. By holding down the fire button, it can be charged up to release a large burst of energy, eliminating all but the strongest enemies in its path. From time to time, pods will come flying in your direction, and upon being shot, they release an upgrade. R-Type's soundtrack does a great job of keeping you in the zone as you blast away at foes. The Fantasy Zone is a solar system consisting of 8 brightly colored fantastic planets. The evil Menons are trying to take over all the planets in the Fantasy Zone by using a misappropriated foreign currency to build their forces. It's up to the player to recover all the coins and save the solar system. Fantasy Zone is an arcade-style shooter. The goal is to destroy all the creatures on each planet and collect as many of the lost coins as possible. You'll notice that Fantasy Zone is brightly colored and whimsical. The soundtrack that accompanies the game is upbeat and positive, fitting in perfectly. In this game, you play as Gellas, a warrior who is sent to seek out Goblins and rescue the beautiful Princess Rena. But in order to find him, you must defeat 7 of his fiercest demons that were sent to stop you. These demons are found in caves throughout the valley floor. But in order to access these caves, you need to defeat some of the wild beasts that are scattered throughout the valley. When you kill these beasts, you will receive some gold, but when you are hit by these beasts, your energy will be lost. Some caves will appear when certain objects are struck with your sword, and in some caves you will find fairies, sorceresses, and wise women who will help you in many ways by increasing gold, giving you life potions, and restoring your energy. There are a ton of games on the Master System with RPG elements, but Goblins showcases some of the best music on the console. Players progress from left to right and have to hack down tons of monsters with a sword. The journey includes ledges, ladders, lava pits, and slippery slopes. Different weapons can be collected by finding suits of armor inside chests. Each of the 5 stages has its own setting and a final boss. In comparison to the first installment, gameplay was tweaked and some additions were made. Arthur can now fire vertically and is able to collect weaponry from falling enemies. The landscape is littered with a number of treasure chests, some of which are hidden. It's a difficult game, but at least your ears will be pleased with the soundtrack. In Miracle Warriors Seal of the Dark Lord, you have been asked to recover the Golden Seal, which is being guarded by the Dark Lord Tiraran. You start your quest by yourself, but you must find 3 other companions who will join you to defeat the Dark Lord. You also must venture through 5 lands. You will find villages, towns, and castles in your travels in these lands. And in each of them, you will find or be able to buy weapons and armor, both for you and your companions, medicine, and clues. You will also find caves, dungeons, and monuments that are scattered throughout the land. Some of these dungeons you'll be able to enter at any time, while others will be locked until you find the right person or learn the right spell. Being a turn-based game, it's almost a must that the soundtrack is great. Miracle Warriors doesn't disappoint. Ys the Vanished Omens is an action role-playing game with its own trademark combat system. Instead of pressing the attack button, the protagonist simply runs into the enemies he encounters. More damage is inflicted upon the enemies if the player charges at them from the back or from the sides. A head-to-head collision might result in the hero's death if the monster is stronger than them. The player gains gold and experience points for defeating foes, and once enough experience has been accumulated, the player levels up and becomes stronger. The hero can buy and equip swords, armor, shields, and other accessories. One of the best action role-playing games on the Master System also has one of the best soundtracks. Unlike its predecessor, the side-scrolling platform game is not divided into sequences of levels. The protagonist is allowed to go anywhere as long as he has the right shape or equipment. During his quest, the player has to defeat various dragon bosses. Each win will give him a new shape with new abilities such as flying, swimming, walking on ceilings, or clinging to walls. These abilities also allow the player to access new parts of the world. The basic actions consist of attacking and jumping, and in a status screen, it is possible to equip swords, shields, and armor. Special attacks include fireballs, tornadoes, arrows, boomerangs, and thunder strikes. Along the way, the player collects keys and gold left behind by defeated creatures, and places need to be revisited to access unlockable areas. Now for me, this would be my personal pick for the best soundtrack on the console. Each environment is accompanied by an incredible musical piece that pushes your adventure along. Sega's mascot, Sonic the Hedgehog, made his debut in a famous Genesis title, but Sega's 8-bit systems got their own version of the platformer, featuring the same story and gameplay style, but with different levels. To stop the evil Dr. Robotnik, Sonic must traverse 6 zones consisting of 3 levels each. Most of the zones are based on those in the original game, but some are entirely new, including a jungle environment and a huge airship. Sonic the Hedgehog for the Genesis has some of the most iconic music of all time in video games. It's only fitting that the Master System version also has an iconic soundtrack. So those were the 10 best soundtracks on the Master System. Which one of these games have you played? Which one of them do you want to play now? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, if you have a favorite soundtrack of your own on the Master System, let me know. I'd love to take a listen. And if you haven't yet, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel to watch plenty of more Sega Master System content. Thanks for watching.